Hello. Term globalization has been a matter of talk every now and then. Because somewhere or other we are connected with one another through the globalization. So today itself the breaking news was California has experienced a huge fire caught in 12,000 acre land. Hundreds of people got affected with it. They had to migrate from one place to another. So the reason behind it, what the people say, is the rise of global temperature. Every year, so-called cold countries also experience such kind of increase in the temperature also. So what's the reason behind it? It is because we are cutting down the trees very fast and swift. You know, every year we are cutting down 1 million trees, which is really alarming. And it is by and large because we are becoming so much selfish, self-centered, concerned about our taste buds. Let me give an example that Chinese love to have red meat, and red meat is produced through the cattle, and these cattle give red meat only when they eat too much of soybean. Soybean is rich of protein, and soybean cannot be produced in China. China doesn't have that conductive atmosphere for producing soybean. So they import it from Brazil. Brazil's land is much conductive for producing more and more soybean. Therefore, they produce soybean, and cutting down to occupy more land, they actually cut down the trees across the Amazon River. And because of cutting down of these trees, we have an increase in global temperature. Every year in India also, we have a lot of temperature rising. People who are living there in the slum areas, they are got much affected. We also emit a lot of CFC through the ACs. So we are held responsible for global temperature, and we have to be rational about it. Now let us talk about the pros and cons of globalization. What is globalization? Social, economical, and political integration is globalization. Now let us talk about the culture and tradition, which is now almost unified. You just go to the Papua New Guinea, the Pacific place, where the people do not have running water, they cannot access electricity, but still they watch Rocky 2 in their television monitor, which is being run through their different devices, which doesn't require any electricity. And they watch it. Still, they don't have any access of fundamental things, but they watch it. What is this? Watching Rocky means you have the integration of culture. 20 years back, when we used to wear jeans, especially women when they used to wear jeans, it was a matter of surprise for everybody. We used to feel it's awkward. But now it's very common because we have adopted the Western culture, and Western people also wear the sari. So exchange of culture is also an example of globalization. People learn English language. Why? Because English language emerged as an international language. It's a medium of communication, and therefore, if you do not know the English language, you are not a global citizen. This is what the people generally hold it. And if we talk about the wardrobe and different brands, you can see when you go to any mall, whether it is in Bhilai or Raipur or Colombo or Seattle or Prague, anywhere, you will find the same sort of setup, escalators, same sort of brands. So everything has become one. We are diversified, but we are one. Communication has really a very great implication on the globalization. How come? We can have a conversation with anybody at any time, almost at the lightning speed. This is an example of globalization. WTC tower was devastated by instrumenting the plane, and the news spread just in a spur of moment throughout the world. So information can be spreaded like fire in the jungle. It speaks the volume that yes, we are living in the global village. Now let us talk about the economic aspect of globalization. During 2008, we had a global recession. American bank was bankrupted because the people were unable to pay back their debts. And hence, the global recession came and it spreaded all across the world. Even Indians felt that. Tens of millions of people got unemployed. And there was absolute recession prevailed during that period. But if the economy gets up, then the whole world enjoys it. It means we are related with one another. 20-25 years back, idli was confined to South India. And a different kind of dishes confined into their local areas only. But now idli is a normal food for every Indian. And it is not confined to India. It doesn't know the boundaries. It has gone to America. Americans love it because it doesn't have any oil and a lot of calories as well. So idli has become the global food. We have adopted the pizza, burger and Chinese food. So it's a part and parcel of our day-to-day life. What is this? This is all globalization, an example of globalization. Now let us talk about how we got affected adversely because of globalization. Pandemic, Corona came into existence. That started off from Wuhan and spreaded all across the world. The whole world got adversely affected with it. Tens of millions of people were killed. The economy was almost ruined all across the world. And we are still trying to come up of it. Futile efforts to deny the fact that if a country does mistake, the whole world has to pay penalty for it. And so many examples are there. Whether it is right or wrong, whether it has so many merits or demerits, one thing is for sure, we must pay the heed towards the merit rather than going for the demerits. According to a very famous sociologist, that globalization is rather a disorderly jungle than the orderly jail. So what we need to do, having left everything into the past, we must concentrate towards getting ahead, concentrating towards progressing leaps and bounds. Whether we are local, we must have a thinking of global. Thank you very much.